Alright, what is up, Fit Fam? So, my name is Jonathan Traumer, also known as John Traum, John Traum Fit, John Traum Pro, whatever you want to call me. But I welcome you to my YouTube channel. I did some YouTube videos like a year ago doing like marathon training and stuff, a couple other things, but didn't really stay super consistent with it. But I want to start making consistent videos for you. Kind of start with like these like one angle sit downs first, just go over some topics, and starting in June, I'm going to be prepping for the 2022 OCB Yorton Cup. So that'll be like its own series. So just a little bit about me and my fitness journey. You know, I've kind of been lifting and working out since about 7th grade. So well over 10, 14, 15 years. You know, fitness is something that my dad had showed me. I wasn't really into sports. I did wrestle a little bit in like middle school, high school, did a little bit of track. I worked out with the military a little bit in high school, and then obviously serving in the military. But that was a lot of running, calisthenics, and then in my off time, weightlifting. So after that, I really got into, you know, different diets, different workout regimens, you know, kind of hybrid training where I'm doing like long distance running and then like lifting multiple times a week. And so I did marathon training last year, as I stated, and, you know, that was awesome. Absolutely fell in love with running. And then went the opposite way and did my first bodybuilding competition, which was OCB Cleveland. In 2021, so it was like August, and ever since then, love bodybuilding. I just finished another set of 4 shows all in the month of April this year, and that was just amazing. So essentially my first show was April 2nd. That was the Dave Lieberman, the NPC Natural show. And then I had a week off, and then I did the Michigan Roar, which was a Natty Revolution show. So that's where I got my USBF Pro card in bodybuilding. Sorry, to back up, in the Dave Lieberman show, I did Classic Physique. So in that show, I got second. And then in the Roar for Michigan, 2 weeks later, I did bodybuilding, which I got first and got my USBF Pro card. And then I did Classic and got second in that. So the following week was a show called the Pharaoh of the North that the USBF was also putting on, and that was a pro show. So I won first place in that just a week later, which was awesome. And then the next week was OCB Buckeye Natural, which was in Columbus, and that I competed in only bodybuilding. They only let you compete in one division, or one category rather. So I did open for men's bodybuilding. I won there, so then I won my OCB Pro card, which makes me eligible to do the Yorton Cup this year. So a little bit about the Yorton Cup. Essentially, it's the Super Bowl of OCB. It's the most prestigious show. They have an incredible venue. As of this year, only pros can compete. It used to be like an amateur pro show. So very big, very prestigious, great show. It'll be in North Carolina this year. So that's September 10th, like I said, which I'm prepping for. So super excited about that. You know, through all this prep, it's been kind of hard. I've been prepping since January 1st for my 4 April shows, and then I'm coasting a little bit this month of May, and then I'm gonna, you know, prep again for like 3 more months. So it's a long haul, but it's good. And then I'll probably be taking a decent amount of time off after the Yorton. No definitive decisions, but obviously some time off will be needed after being in prep for 8 months. So maybe some more running, maybe, you know, hybrid training. Eventually I will compete again, of course. Just want to finally gain some significant size after only really having like a 4-month bulk season post my first show. So yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as, how I view training, nutrition, stuff like that, I've been pretty consistent about, what I like and what I eat, whether that's bulking or cutting. Everything's been very chicken, rice, oats, fruits, vegetables, sauces, stuff like that, and then just kind of adjusting my macros depending my goals. So bulking, maintaining, cutting. So essentially just changing the amounts. And I feel when you keep your foods consistent, your body stays consistent, and it just functions well. So I really like the way that works. So with that, I do have obviously my bodybuilding coach who's been prepping me for the April shows and the Yorton. So Jake from Rhodes Training Systems. He has me on essentially if it fits your macros. So he sets macros. I check in with him weekly, take progress photos, see where I'm at, adjust if necessary. Usually there's never any big changes. Usually it's never more than 100, 200 calories changing daily. Sometimes it stays the same. So he's been super great. And then my training regimen, I'm usually lifting 5 days a week. And then cardio, when it's not prep, is usually 3 times a week, just 20 minutes. During prep, it'll get as many as 5 days, but it hasn't been that crazy. Especially after doing marathon training, it's never as crazy. That's going super well. Obviously, prepping my first show without a coach, and now having a coach is super awesome. So it's gonna be exciting. Big show. So looking forward, obviously we've got the Yorton coming up, so I'm gonna do the prep for that and the series with that. So it'll be a lot more in depth than this, and you'll get to see a lot more posing, nutrition, training, all that good stuff. And then aside from that, I want to continue to do the Fit Style podcast, which if you haven't seen already, go ahead and it's on YouTube as well as Anchor as well as Spotify. So if you want to check that out, it's just Fit Style, one word, podcast. There's a decent amount of episodes already on there. If you want to go check that out, that'll be continuing as well as these kind of like I said, single angle videos. I do want to get some recipes out there for you, some prep hacks, some diet hacks, if it fits your macros hacks. Also get some training footage in there. I love training. It's probably my favorite part of bodybuilding. Of course I love food too, but that's kind of what's to come. So I appreciate you guys listening. Let me know in the comments what you want to see, what you want to hear. I do have some topics already lined up to talk about, just like this. So stay tuned for that. And again, just thank you so much and stay clocked in.